Hello student, today I am going to start a new chapter, that is chapter 7, unitary method. Okay, let's take some examples. What is unitary method? Before that I would like to tell you, student, suppose cost of one chocolate. Cost of one chocolate is rupees 10. Okay, and cost of 10 chocolate is very easy to find. Cost of one chocolate is rupees 10. Therefore, cost of 10 chocolate is very easy to find. Find 10 into 10 is equal to rupees 100. This is the first case. Okay. Now in the second case, student, cost of 20 chocolate is equal to rupees 100. Therefore, what will be the cost of 30 chocolate? See, since in this case we have the cost of one chocolate, we know the value of price of one chocolate, that is 10. So it is very easy to calculate the cost of 10 chocolate. But in this case, in second case, the cost of 20 chocolate is given. That is, cost of 20 chocolate is rupees 100. Then what will be the cost of 30 chocolate? So before finding the cost of 30 chocolate, we have to find the cost of one chocolate. Cost of one chocolate. If we will find the cost of one chocolate, it is very easy to calculate the cost of 30 chocolate. So cost of one chocolate is rupees 100 by 20, that is rupees 5. Cost of one chocolate is rupees 5. Therefore, it is very easy to find the cost of 30 chocolate is equal to 5 into 30. It is rupees 150. So student, in the first case, we have the cost of one chocolate, that is rupees 10. So it is very easy to find the cost of 10 chocolate. Okay, chocolate is very sweet. Cost of 10 chocolate is rupees 10 into 10 equal to 100. But in the second case, we have only cost of 20 chocolate equal to rupees 100. And how we will find the cost of 30 chocolate? So to find the cost of 30 chocolate, first of all we need to find the cost of one chocolate. Student, the finding the value of unit quantity, the finding the value of one is called unitary method. Okay. So before finding the any given quantity, before finding the value of any given quantity, we have to find the value of a unit quantity. If we will find the value of unit quantity, it's very easy to find the value of any given quantity. So the finding of unit quantity is called unitary method. Therefore, student, unitary method the definition of unitary method is the method in which the value of unit quantity. Unit quantity means the value of unit means value of a single quantity. Unit means value of single quantity. The method in which the value of a unit quantity is first calculated. Why? Why we will calculate the value of first unit quantity? To get the value of given quantity. If you want to find the value of any quantity, you need to you have to calculate the value of a unit quantity, that means value of a single quantity. Student, this technique, this method is called unitary method. Okay. Now, student, there are two types of variations. We have to calculate the value of any quantity by finding the value of unit quantity. But if we will see the types of questions, we will get the two types of variation in the question. One variation is called direct variation and second variation is called inverse variation. Let's understand the direct variation. In direct variation, increase in one quantity, increase in one quantity, increase in one quantity, okay, increase in one quantity causes the increase in the other quantity. Yes, increase in one quantity. Increase in one quantity will increase the causes in other quantity and vice versa. And vice versa. Means increase in one quantity causes the increase in other quantity, and vice versa means decrease in one quantity will cause the decrease in other quantity. See the example. See the example, the same example. See, the cost of 20 chocolate is rupees 100. Therefore, what will be the cost of 30 chocolate? Okay, this is the question. Cost of 20 chocolate is rupees 100 and cost of 30 chocolate is what? So student, see, the number of chocolate is increasing, therefore their cost must be increased. So see, this is increasing. The number of chocolates is from 20 to 30, therefore the price should be let's 100 to X. So to solve such questions using arrow method, this is also called arrow method. It is very easy to solve. It is 20 by 30 is equal to 100 by X. Therefore, by cross multiplying, 20 into X is equal to 100 into 30. X is equal to 100 into 30 by 20. 0, 0, 2, 5 are 10. 5 into 30 is rupees 150. So increase in one quantity will also cause the increase in other quantity. Therefore, the value of X is 150. See, the number of chocolate is increasing from 20 to 30. Therefore, their cost will also be increased from 100 to 150. This is the example of direct variation. Means increase in one quantity will also cause the increase in other quantity. Okay? If in the same way, if decrease in one quantity also cause the decrease in other quantity. False. Now the second type of variation is inverse variation. In inverse variation means reverse variation, you can say. In inverse variation, increase in one quantity will cause the decrease in other quantity. Means if the value of one quantity will increase, the value of other quantity will decrease, and vice versa. Means if the value of one quantity will decrease, the value of other quantity will be increased. See the example. Suppose 10 men can do a work in 20 days. 10 men can do a work in 20 days. Therefore, in how many days the 10 men can do the same work? Means 10 men can perform a work in 20 days. Means 10 men can complete the certain work in 20 days. Then in how many days the 20 men will complete the same work? See student, the number of men is increasing. Number of men is increasing here. Therefore, the number of days obviously will be decreased. How? Suppose 10 men are doing a work and the work is finished in 20 days. Number of men will be increased, therefore work is distributed amongst the 10 more men. So, if we will increase the number of person, the work will be divided amongst them. Therefore, number of days will be decreased. So if 10 men can do a work in 20 days, so 20 men will do the same work in suppose X days. So in inverse variation, 10 by 20 is equal to X by 20. So students, this is the okay, 10 by 20 equal to X by 20. Therefore 20 into X is 20X is equal to 20 into 10. X is equal to 20 into 10 by 20, 10 days. See, the value of X is 10. That means if one side will increase, other side will decrease. This is the example of inverse variation. Okay, students? So I have explained the unitary method. Second, I have explained the types of variation, means direct variation and inverse variation with example. We will solve some sums from the exercise 7a. Okay? Now exercise 7a. The first question. Student, the first question is the weight of 8 identical articles is 4.8 kilogram. The weight of 8 identical articles is 4.8 kilogram. What is the weight of 11 such article? Okay, says weight of 8 articles is equal to 4.8 kilogram. Okay, student, now the exercise 7a. The first question is weight of 8 article is 4.8 kilogram. The weight of 8 identical article is 4.8 kilogram. What is the weight of 11 such articles? Students, since the weight of 8 article is 4.8 kilogram, so in unitary method we have to find the weight of unit quantity. That means, therefore, the weight of one article is equal to 4.8 by 8 kilogram. Okay? So weight of one article is 4.8 by 8 kilogram. Therefore, weight of 11 such articles, 11 articles is equal to 4.8 by 8 into 11. Okay? So 8 1 is 8, 8 6 is 48. Here it is point will be transferred. So it is equal to 0.6 into 11, 11 6 is 66. After 1 place point, it is 6.6 kilogram. Student, the same question we can solve using arrow method. That is, since this is the question of direct variation, means 8 article weight is 4.8 kilogram. Basically 11 articles weight will be X kilogram. See, the number of article will be increasing, so it is down-headed arrow. In this side also, so 8 by 11 is equal to 4.8 by X. Okay, therefore 8X is equal to 11 into 4.8. X is equal to 11 into 4.8 by 8. 8 6 is 48, 0.6 is here. 0.6 is here. Now multiply 11 into 0.6, it is 6.6 kilograms. So students, you can solve the same question using arrow method also. This is the alternative, and you can solve the same question using this method. But while using this method, you have to be take care of the statement also. So your statement should be correct, and try to follow the statement correctly. You must have to write the units everywhere. Suppose here it is kg, you have to write kg. If there is rupees, you have to write the rupees. Okay, student. So either you can solve in this way or using arrow method. Okay. Now let's see some more questions. Pause it. Now the next question is question number 3. See student, the question number 3 is the example of inverse variation. 8 men complete a work in 6 hours. 8 men complete a work in 6 hours. In how many hours will 12 men complete the same work? Since 8 men complete a work in 6 hours. Therefore, one man. Unitary method is the method to find the value of unit quantity, means one man, means number of person is reduced. Therefore, work hour will be increased. Suppose if 8 men can perform any work and he needs 6 hours, if the number of men is reduced from 8 to 1, therefore number of hours to complete the work will be increased. Therefore, one man will complete the same work in 8 into 6 hours. Now, if you will increase the manpower, means number of men will be 12. So, 12 men complete the same work in 8 into 6 by 12. So, 6 2s are 12, 2 4s are 8 is 4 hours. So, this is the longest way, longer method. Using arrow method, see, 8 men can complete the work in 6 hours. Therefore, 12 men complete the work in X hours. See, number of men is increasing. Therefore, number of hours will be decreased. Therefore, 8 by 12 is equal to X by 6. Now, 12 into X, by cross multiplying, 12 into X is equal to 8 into 6. Therefore, X is equal to 8 into 6 by 12. 6 2s are 12, 2 4s are 8 is 4. Therefore, the value of X is 4 hours. So, student, you can solve the question either this way or this way. But while solving this way, you have to write the correct statement. Okay? Pause. Now, student, the next question we are going to discuss is question number 5. Question number 5 is, a typist takes 80 minutes to type 24 pages. Means in 80 minutes, a typist can type 24 pages. How long will he take to type 87 pages? So, if you want to type 87 pages, how many time or how much time is needed? So, to solve this question, since for typing 24 pages, time required is equal to 80 minutes. Therefore, for typing one page, the time required is 80 by 24 minutes. 80 by 24 minutes. Therefore, he has to type the 87 pages. Therefore, for typing 87 pages, the time required is equal to 80 by 24 into 87 minutes. Solve it. 3 8 ja 24, 3 8 ja 24, 3 2 ja 6, 3 9 ja 27, 8 into 10 is 80, is 10 into 29 is equal to 290 minutes. So, student, for typing 24 pages, the required timing is 80 minutes. So, to type one page, the required time is 80 by 24 minutes. Therefore, to type 87 pages, he needed that 1 minute into 87 minutes is equal to altogether 290 minutes. Okay, student? Now, question number 9. Question number 9 is, 8 men can finish a certain amount of provisions in 40 days. Means 8 men can finish a certain amount of provisions This provision lasts for 8 men is 40 days. If 2 more men join, means 8 men are already there, 2 men will be increased. If 2 men join, then find how many days will the same amount of provision will be sufficient. So students, since 8 men can finish the provision in 40 days. Therefore, so see, the 8 men has the provision for 40 days. So for 1 man, the provision will be increased. Therefore, the 8 into 40 days. So how many men will be joined? 2 men. 2 more men, means already 8 men are there. 8 men are there. 2 men will be increased. Therefore, total men is 8 plus 2. That is 10. So 10 men can finish the provision in 8 into 40 by 10, 8 for the 32 days. Therefore, provision lasts for 10 men is 32 days. So, this is your solution. Now, I am explaining one more question. Question number 10. Question number 10. If the interest on rupees 200 will be rupees 25 in a certain time. If the interest on rupees 200 be rupees 25 in a certain time, what will be the interest on rupees 750 for the same time? For the same time period, what will be the interest on rupees 750? So student, since interest on rupees 200 is rupees 25. Therefore, interest on rupee 1 is 25 by 200. Therefore, interest on rupee 750 will be rupees 25 by 200 into 750. So 25 1 ja 25, 25 8 ja 200. It is 750 by 8. 750 by 8. So 8 1 ja 8, 8 9 ja 72, 3 0 30, 30 is 8 3 is 24, 6, it is 93.75. Therefore, the interest is rupees 93.75. So, if the interest on rupees 200 is rupees 25, so interest on rupees 750 is rupees 93.75. Okay, student? So now I am explaining one more question of this exercise and I will start the next exercise. So the question number 17, that is, the a man earns rupees 5,800 in 10 days. A man earns rupees 5,800 in 10 days. How much will he earn in the month of February? That is a leap year. In a leap year. So student, you know, in a leap year, the number of days in the month of February is 29. Means the question is directly asking if a man, that if a man can earn rupees 5,800 in 10 days, then how much he can earn in 29 days. See. Question number 17. Since a man earns in 10 days equal to 5,800 rupees, 5,800. Therefore, a man earns in one day is equal to rupees 5,800 by 10. Therefore, how much he can earn in a leap year? So, therefore, in 29 days, okay, in leap year, the number of days in the month of February is equal to 29. Okay, 29. Therefore, 29 days he will earn 5,800 by 10 into 29. That is 0 and 0. It is 580 into 29. It is, if we will multiply, we will get rupees 16,820. Okay. So this way you will solve the exercise. So student, I have explained most of the questions of exercise 7a. Now I am explaining few questions of exercise 7b also. Okay. Also. Okay student, now I am explaining few questions of exercise 7b also. So you try to solve at home. The first question is, the cost of 3 by 5 kg of ghee is rupees 996. Okay, since cost of 3 by 5 kg of ghee equal to rupees 96. So find the cost of 1 kilogram of ghee. It's very simple first. Therefore the cost of 1 kg of ghee equal to rupees 96 divided by 3 by 5. It is equal to 96 into 5 by 3. 3 3s are 9, 3 2s are 6. 32 into 5 is equal to 5 2s are 10, 5 3s are 15, 160 rupees. 160 is the cost of 1 kilogram of ghee. It's very less price. Now in the second part of the question is asking what will be the price of 5 by 8 kilogram of ghee. Therefore, cost of 5 by 8 kilogram ghee. Students, we have the price cost of 1 kilogram. So if you want to find the cost of 5 by 8 kilogram, so you can multiply the quantity by price of 1 kilogram. So for cost of 5 by 8 kilogram ghee is 160 is the price of 1 kilogram multiplied by 5 by 8. 8 1 ja 8, 8 2 ja 16, 20 into 5, it is equal to rupees 100. So student, first of all we need to find the value of unit quantity. So cost of 3 by 5 kilogram of ghee is rupees 96. So cost of 1 kilogram ghee is 96 by 3 by 5. We will take the reciprocal of 3 by 5, that is 5 by 3, and the sign is changed from division to multiplication. So 96 multiplied by 5 by 3, it is equal to 32 into 5, that is rupees 160. So 160 is the cost of 1 kilogram of ghee. Therefore next question is what will be the price of 5 by 8 kilogram of ghee. Therefore cost of 5 by 8 kilogram ghee is rupees 160, that is price of 1 kilogram. It is multiplied by 5 by 8, we will get rupees 100. So very easy, same process we will do with the exercise. Okay. So next question I am explaining is question number 3. Now the question number 3, a wristwatch loses 10 seconds in every 8 hours. Means in every 8 hours a wristwatch is losses 10 seconds. Then therefore how much time will it lose? 15 seconds. Means to lose 15 seconds, how much time will be needed? Okay students, since 10 seconds are lost in 8 hours. Therefore 1 second will be lost in 8 by 10 hours. Therefore 15 second will be lost in 8 by 10 into 15 hours. So 5 2 is 10, 5 3 is 15, 2 4 is 8, 4 3 is 12 hours. So to lost 15 second, 8 hours will be needed. Okay. Next question is question number 6. That is the wages of 10 workers for a 6 days week are rupees 1200. Okay, the wages of 10 workers for a 6 days is 1200. Means 600. For a 6 days week, 10 workers will get rupees 1200. Okay, since 10 workers can earn in 6 days is equal to rupees 1200. 10 workers can earn in 6 days is rupees 1200. Therefore, one worker will earn in 6 days is equal to 1200 by 10, that is 1020, rupees 120. Again, therefore, one worker will earn in 1 day is rupees 120 by 6, that is rupees 20. Students, see, 10 workers can earn in 6 days rupees 1200. Okay. Therefore, one worker will earn in 6 days, that is 1200 by 10, that is 120. Means one worker can earn rupees 120 in 6 days. Therefore, one worker will earn in 1 day, that is the 120 that he is earning in 6 days by 6 is equal to rupees 20. Okay, this is the first part of the answer. Now the second part is asking in 1 day how much the 4 worker will earn. Therefore, 4 workers will earn in 1 day is equal to rupees 20 into 4 is equal to rupees 80. So students, I tried to solve most of the questions in the exercise, and I hope you all are able to solve the rest of the questions. So this is my homework to kindly solve all the exercise. So if you will try to solve, and if you will get any doubt in any question, if you have any doubt in any questions, you can ask on Saturday and Sunday in your WhatsApp chatting. So students, till the time, have a nice day, and don't forget to like the video, subscribe my channel, and if you want to see more video, you have to press the bell icon also. Okay, bye bye.